Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to another Soundout review. Today we're taking a look at Shuriken Sentai Ninninger's roleplay. This is going to be the first part of a series of Ninninger videos. Now that Ninja Steel is coming to a conclusion soon, and the Bandai of America toy line is finished, I can kind of bring in some more anecdotal notes about these. Plus, you may have seen my video a year ago, where I unboxed all of this stuff pretty much in the same order from Mandarake, so I've been piecing it together. I've added some stuff to it, and I think that I have almost all the roleplay, minus a few exceptions, which I'll talk about. But overall, let's take a look at Ninninger's roleplay line, because I actually think it's more fun than people give it credit for. Alright, so let's start by looking at the Ninja Ichibantou. Now this is the transformation device for Shuriken Sentai Ninninger, but it is not the morpher for Power Rangers Ninja Steel. In fact, Power Rangers Ninja Steel is known as the Ninja Starblade, and is simply a sidearm weapon. Now this was a change that met a little bit of controversy, and I think that overall it just seemed like Bandai wanted to sell a toy that was not just the sword toy, but also the morpher toy, which I think is the exact reason, to be honest. But in Japan, yes, we had this really cool sword transformation device. Now, I want to demonstrate the sounds in this, which it's a little tricky because it only includes one Ninja Star. And this is because it's simply there for the transformation. It doesn't really work with the attack sound, doesn't really work with the summoning sound for the Ninninger mecha. So it's kind of a weird thing where I almost want to take a look at the Ninja Shuriken and then take a look at all the sounds inside. So I think I'll actually do that. We'll just do a brief rundown. But once we have more Shuriken, we can kind of properly demonstrate what the Ichibantou has. Starting out with the Ninja Shuriken. Each Shuriken does have a removable blade for the main transformation ones. This does flip up. These little masks flip up, so you could stick them on top of Hurricaneger if you wanted. Other than that, you had nice artwork on them. On the back, there is a single button. This button will activate a sound. So it just says Aka Ninja. You can then take the blade, which the blade here is designed for Hurricaneger. Plug this on and twist it in place. Now it's the Ninja Shuriken. It does have a sound for Shinobi Maru. So, pretty cool. This is roughly the size they are in the series. At Power Morphicon 2018, I had the chance to see the actual prop used for the Ninja Power Stars in Ninja Steel, and those were a little bit smaller in this area, but we're around this size. This is a comparison, for comparison's sake. Bandai of America Ninja Power Stars are foam padded, small plastic, and they have a little bit of a rail system, so when they're spun in certain items, they make sounds. But it is quite a bit smaller here. This is the only one I bought, mostly because it came with a Magna Defender one, which I just got from Magna Defender collection, but overall, you have a very vast difference here. But taking a look at the Shuriken itself, really cool, really hefty. All the Shurikens, there's a black button on the side, turn, and it powers it down, and you can remove the blade. This is handy because you can swap blades around, you can do all kinds of fun stuff with that, but yeah. So that's pretty much the basis of that. Taking a look at the Ichibantou. Some nice details here. Now, the Ninja Star blade toy actually has a longer blade than this. It actually has an extending blade feature. This one is a decent size. It was a little bit expensive to ship from Japan. But you can see there's some hidden kanji here, and those correspond to the buttons here. Each of these activates a different mode. But looking here, nice fire effect on the blade, and nice plastic covering for the sticker so you won't actually damage the sticker. Pretty plain back, but you do have an on-off switch. So turning it on, you can press the trigger here for slashing sounds. And then pressing this button will activate. So that's Zahenge, which is the transformation, and then we have the second one. So Zawaza is for special attacks, and then this final button. And that is for summoning the mecha themselves. So those are the three different functions, and again, we'll look at these more independently with the proper shurikens. But let's move on from now onto our next item. Next up, we have the Gama Gama Ju, or the Gama Gama Gun. This is a frog-based blaster weapon. For the most part, this is something that most people probably won't pick up, just because it is just a sidearm blaster. Actually, I do think it's quite nice. It's in the shape of a frog. This is the Ninja Blaster in America. I believe there was a toy that had a water shooter effect, which was cool. Handle size is pretty decent for adult hands, even. And overall, it's pretty neat looking. You can turn it on, and you get some cool frog sounds. Pretty much it. The main reason anyone's going to be picking this up, I think for the most part, is because of the Ninja Shuriken, or the Blue Ninja Power Star. Just like with Ninja, there's a button on the back. So you get the Ninja, and then putting the blade on, will activate the rest of the sounds. So you get sounds for Dragon Maru, as well as Ninja Shuriken. Pretty cool. Now, of course, there is a final attack. If you attach the ninja star here, the shuriken, you actually get the final attack sound. I think it's probably one of my favorite sounds ever for a final attack, and makes owning this blaster completely worth it, because it just starts shouting Gama 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 Gama, which is just a bunch of frogs ribbiting. Pretty cool. So yeah, I really like that. It's a really cool dynamic action feature with the whole frog mouth springing open. To remove it, you just pull these little tabs and pop that off. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Gama Gama Ju. Something not to get without the Ninja Star, I feel. But, you know, if whatever floats your fancy. As long as you have a shuriken, it works properly, you can also just press this tab. And then you can pop open the mouth, too. So, you do have those options. But you have to hold it down to use the final attack. There you go. The Gama Gama Ju. Next up, we have the Karakuri Hengen. Now, this is a sidearm weapon that got repurposed as a ninja battle morpher for Power Rangers Ninja Steel. This is going to be something that, it's going to be weird if you're an American fan and just are buying Ninja stuff, say, to have for Ninja Steel purposes, because there's no actual transformation sounds here, but it works with the other Shuriken and therefore Mecha, so it still kind of feels worth it to me. I don't find myself wanting to get the Bandai of America version, as there are a few changes. But before we look at this, let's take a look at the main reason most people bought this during Ninninger, which is the Key Ninja Shuriken. Which, same old deal with the others. That's the sound of a dump truck. So, anyways, taking a look at the Karakuri Hengen, actually a really nice weapon. I thought this was actually a really cool weapon on top of being the morpher in the series. In Ninja Steel, it being the morpher is kind of strange because they don't use it a whole lot outside of morphing. But then they also randomly use it. It's kind of a strange thing, but the morpher being a weapon as well, it's the same premise as Ninninger's Ichibantou. But taking a look here, it actually has several modes. First of all, let's turn it on. A little power switch on the side here, and then you can push the button and get kind of generic sounds here. First mode, you have this, which is your sword mode. So it's got a little sword. So you get slashing sounds like that, which is pretty neat. If you do attach a shuriken, we're going to use Key Ninja. You get a nice final attack for that. To release the shuriken, you press this orange tab. Now the other mode weapon we have is you pull out the little claws here and here. I think this thing is bigger than I remember. You hold these two tabs, rotate the handle, and now you've got another weapon. So you actually get a variety of sounds there, which is a really nice blade claw. By the way, handle's really nicely sized on this. And, of course, Key Ninja Shuriken. So that works pretty good. And the last mode is the one that was excluded from the Bandai of America toy. I'll fold these out like this. It's the hardest to show on camera. It's a bow. Where you can pull this out about there, but you can pull down and fire. And we'll do... That's it for the Karakuri Hengen. Yeah, American fans will probably want this more than Japanese fans, simply because of Ninja Steel's usage of it as a morpher. So this is why it stays on the morpher shelf and doesn't just go into a tub of weapons or anything like that. So there you go. That's Karakuri Hengen. Next up on our tour is the ShiroNinger and MomoNinger Shuriken. Now, the interesting part about Ninninger compared to other lines is that a couple months after the line started, you could get Shuriken with the weapons, but you could also buy Akaninger, Kininger, Aoninger, and ShiroNinger separate from their pack-ins, with MomoNinger finally being released on her own only, which actually makes this one of the more high-in-demand Shuriken. Now, ShiroNinger was actually included with the Ninja Shuriken buckle, which was a buckle weapon with two sides to attach Ninja Shuriken. Not an exciting toy. It was actually cheaper for me to get that than the ShiroNinger by itself, so I do own it, but I couldn't tell you where I put it, and I don't even think I took it out of the box. I think I strictly just took the Shuriken and ran with it, you could say. But anyways, ShiroNinger here. Which, by the way, you could have bought the individual release instead of the Hengen and the Gama Gama Ju, if that is your fancy. So ShiroNinger, ShiroNinger Shuriken, and can't remember the name right now. The wolf sword. What was that thing called? Anyways, here is MomoNinger, which again was exclusive to the single pack releases. So MomoNinger Shuriken and the train. Can't remember the names off the top of my head today, but we will pick that up later. I kind of feel like both of these should have been included with the belt. That would have made it a better buy, but there you go. Now we've got our main 5 Ninninger Shuriken. Continuing our trend of single-packed Shuriken, this is the Goton Shuriken, or the Ninja Element Star. This is actually an interesting device as all the elemental attacks the Ninjingers could use. Putting it swinging on the back will activate the attack sound associated with the element. Turning this will actually activate new sounds. So Tsukino no Jutsu, which is a ground attack. This is a gold attack. This is a wind forest attack. Water. And fire. So 5 basic attacks. It does a little bit more when you add it to the Ichibantou, but I feel like it's kind of like one of those essential things to give the Ichibantou some boost. I think it could have been cool if it was included in addition to the Akaninger Shuriken to kind of give more value to the Ichibantou. Our last 2 individual Shuriken are really special because there was a crossover episode between all 3 Ninja Sentai in a way where we had Sasuke, Ninja Red, appear, as well as, haven't watched Hurricaneger, but Hurricane Red. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. But both of these actors did return to reprise their roles, and so special Shuriken were made. Here's the Kakuranger Shuriken, which you can press here. Now, what's interesting is the button on the back actually activates 3 different sounds, regardless of if you have the blade on or not. But we'll just put the blade on for consistency's sake. And what's cool is that the second sound is actually one of the most unique things of any of these Shuriken. So that's the little bit of the Kakuranger opening, the main vocal verse, which is really cool. And then we get a little sound from Takamaru Akaninger. So, for the Shuriken Nindo Kakure no Jutsu. Here we have Hurricane Hurricaneger Shuriken. So these two Shuriken are very special, very unique, and I love them so much. I think they're probably some of my favorite Shuriken of the entire line. So our last item we're looking at today that corresponds to the Ninja Ichibantou is the Chozetsu brace, or the Chozetsu Nin Shuriken. This is the special power-up item for Hurricaneger that actually does get passed to other Ninjers in the series. This is now the Lion Fire Morpher in Ninja Steel, and is a power-up device. Now, this toy wasn't very popular in Japan. It didn't sell very well because it was really pricey. It did not need to be as pricey as I think that it actually is. It's very limited for being about a 4,000 yen price tag. In America, they tried to beef it up by giving it a dart launcher, and it's sitting on shelves so much that I've seen, Ninja Fire Morphers with dust on the boxes. Now, there is a strap. This is a wrist brace device. Strap is fairly large. It does fit around my wrist here, but it is on the last peg, so it is not super big, but you can see it fits relatively. But you take it off the brace. This does have a power switch to it, so you turn it on. Lights up there, and you press this button to activate the transformation. Really cool sounds overall. Now this does remove, you push these here, you can lift this off, and this attaches to the Ninja Ichibantou. So we shall go ahead and take a look at that, along with the other Shuriken. Now, I would be remiss to mention the fact that I don't own every single Nin Shuriken. One in particular I'm missing is the MomoNinger Shuriken. It was included with the Blu-ray of Shuriken Sentai Ninninger Returns, and it goes for a lot of money. One of these days I plan on picking one up. It is essentially a green version of the Hurricaneger star, but I haven't had a chance to get one of those, but I will one day, I think, and it might get a review. We'll see. So before we take a look at the transformation sound in the Ichibantou, let's do some context. All 5, and actually I think all 6, because I'm not sure about MomoNinger's Shuriken, they all have the same transformation sound, and they all have the same secondary sound. So essentially, outside of the individual mecha sounds and the actual names, these 5 have identical sound effects, which I think is kind of a problem, especially since in the series itself, if they would transform on their own, the sound would be different, but there's no way to replicate that. So what I'm going to do is kind of just show you one, but show you all. Let's transform. So that's basically the transformation sound for the Ichibantou. It's not different between them, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, I'm sure they saved money or whatever. Now, the other buttons really don't work well, I feel, with this particular Shuriken. Sure, you can do it, but let's just do one little sound here that's at the end. That's it. I don't really know why that's there, to be honest. But with the attack and the summoning, it's better to use different Shuriken. We actually won't look at summoning in this video. We will take a look at that when we take a look at the mecha for Ninninger at another time. But yeah, we'll just pull the Shuriken off. Let's use that attack sound. Let's put in the Goton Shuriken. So you're probably wondering, how does this little thing not spin and keep switching modes? Well, there's a little tab here that holds this from moving, so if you have this held down, it won't turn, but we can also just keep checking out the different sounds. I actually do like the fact that the Ichibantou has its own sound separate from the Shuriken. Alright, go forward. And one last one. So there you go, there's the Goton Shuriken. And we'll do the last couple Shuriken, which are the special past Sentai Shuriken. And we'll do these on Zawaza as well. So it's interesting when you spin it, you actually get, we'll turn this off for a second, different, you get the, actually, it's funny because all the buttons seem to be linked to do the same thing regardless of if it's spinning or if it's got the blade on. So it circulates between those two, but you also get just the option to just kind of jam out if you want. So there is that, but let's get this back on, and we'll do the attack for Hurricaneger. So there you go. Now last thing we'll do is take the Chozetsu Shuriken off the brace and plug it on here. If we can. So I love the way that this all connects and gives it extra kanji for the blade. So you get kind of that cool effect of different lights. But yeah, it's just basically just one attack. This thing is really muted, too. It's really funny. The blade is actually a lot louder than the Shuriken. So, there you go. That's basically all you can do with all that stuff in the Ninja Ichibantou. Now, before we wrap up this review, there's two smaller items for StarNinger that we'll take a quick look at. Here we have StarNinger's Changer. Since he's an American cowboy theme, he gets a burger. Because America, I guess. This is something they did not bring over to Ninja Steel. They instead opted to repaint and remold the Karakuri Hengen into a new gold battle morpher, which I might pick up the toy of on sale just for the heck of it. But yeah, they skipped on the burger for a morpher, but still had him use it in the series. So, yay toys. There's no Bandai of America equivalent to said burger, but there is one for the Gold Ninja Power Star. But here we have StarNinger's Shuriken. Works the same way as the others. Let's just pop the... Oh, this one does actually, because it's 5 points instead of 4, you do have to be careful not to put it on back upside down, because you can do that. Now, pushing the back won't activate a mecha sound like the others. It's actually going to start the transformation, so there's that. Now, the burger itself has absolutely no electronics. This is a gutted changer, similar to a Gotonger, except it doesn't look as good. It's interesting. It's also a camera phone. Yeah, the Burger Morpher's also a phone, I guess. It's funny because you got like the frog from the Gama Gama Ju, and then like a clock and nin music, and it's fully functional smartphone, I guess. But there it is. Yeah, the camera's here, even though every time ShiroNinger would do selfies, he would do it from here. So I don't really know. It's kind of confusing. You'll notice that there's like meat and cheese missing, and that's exactly what this is supposed to be, the cheese and the meat. But when you look at it, that's a lot of cheese and not as much meat. But it does actually look more complete together like this, which is kind of neat. Opening it up, pushing the side button starts the transformation. I love that transformation sound. It makes the whole burger thing worth it. This is a kooky changer. Like, this is like the kookiest of kooky changers I've ever seen in my life, but wow, does that transformation sound fun. Probably wondering, why'd you play the transformation 3 times? Because that's all I got to say about this thing. It literally does nothing else, and it was like 3,500 yen at retail or something. I picked mine up for about 10 bucks off of an Amazon deal. So there's that. Yeah. This is a special acquired taste. I think the only real reason to get it is to get this ShiroNinger Shuriken. If you're a Ninja Steel fan and you're collecting the Ninninger stuff to be your Ninja Steel stuff, you kind of need this. So hopefully you can find this cheap, because it ain't that exciting of a toy. To complement this, we have another weapon that doesn't actually hit with a transformation shuriken, and actually we're going to look at that because it's a lot cooler. Here we have the Ninja Star Sword Gun. Stupidest, dumbest, most generic name possible for this thing. So we're going to use its American name, the Rockstorm Guitar. Love that name, is the best part. I almost bought an American version of this because the Japanese one was very expensive due to the shipping cost. The American one actually does have a dart launcher, which is actually pretty neat. I will give it credit there. I think the sword weapons for Ninja Steel have been great. But I really did want an actual Star Sword Gun because it works with all my other stuff. And Power Morphicon 2018 was the place where I found one of these babies for 20 bucks, complete with Shuriken. Let's take a look at the Shuriken. This is one that you pretty much wouldn't use outside of this. It is a dual attack Shuriken. If you push the back, you get that sound, and this actually does flip. This is the Thunder mode, and this is the Hurricane mode. So we'll keep it in this mode. Really cool, similar to the Goton Shuriken. Let's look at the main event itself. I love the idea of a guitar that's a sword and a gun without any transformation. Like, you don't have to fiddle around with it to switch it to gun mode. You're just like, sword mode! And then you just switch it to gun mode without even having to do anything. I like it. It's really robust. It's really nice. I would love to make one of these out of an actual guitar someday, but it'll never happen. I don't actually play guitar. I just think it's cool. We got the cool fire patterns similar to the, Ichibantou. And overall, it looks really cool. Back's even fairly well detailed. Really impressive. Let's get some sounds on. It's turning it on. No lights in this thing, but that doesn't really matter. Pressing the sword button here. Cool stuff. Gun button. This is the final attack button, which we'll do in a second. Let's put this in for the main event. Hear that nice guitar bass back there? Super cool. Let's flip it over. I think this is the most sensitive shuriken I've ever had, but let's flip it back over to the other mode. And we'll do as Ninja shot this time. I love this thing. This is just cool. But other than that, very sensitive shuriken. If you wanted to use the Goton Shuriken, definitely can. So that's pretty cool. You can't really use the Chozetsu Ninja Shuriken, I don't think. I've never tried. No time like the present. This is a first test to see if it'll fit. It does not. It does not fit. Okay, ooh, what about that Shuriken that only had the one transformation sound in it? I wonder if it does something. Well, how about that? This little shuriken has another sound in it that we didn't know about. I wonder how that came to be. Is it because that button's held down? Maybe. Overall, I think this is my favorite thing from Ninninger. I think this is my favorite thing in the Ninninger roleplay. I mean, I had the Ichibantou for a while, and I actually really liked it, but I think this takes the cake for me, just simply because of the design. By the way, they're about the same size, so it's actually a little bigger. Yeah. Overall, I really like the Ninja Star Sword Gun, and it's definitely something I treasure. Other Ninninger roleplay items, they did release Kyoemon's Hammer and the Gashidokuro Shuriken. Haven't gotten those either. They're actually not too expensive, so I might actually track those down one of these days. Like I said, Mito Ninja Shuriken, and there was a powered-up version of this that came with an Ultimate Shuriken. It was this in red with new sounds of Kinji and Takamaru. Haven't gotten that either, but maybe one day. That one's a little bit more expensive. But, yeah. I think that concludes everything I got for Ninninger's roleplay. So, here is the end of our review. This is a lot of roleplay. I think I bought more roleplay stuff for Ninninger than I did other seasons, which is funny because I don't like Ninninger particularly. I'm not the biggest fan of Ninja Steel, as some of you know. I think Super Ninja Steel is a much better step up, but I actually really enjoy these toys. I don't know what it is. I think it's the shurikens themselves. They feel nice. It follows a similar premise to the Goranger with the engine souls, but the engine souls didn't do anything on their own. These at least have like some functionality, and I like that the actual roleplay items have their own sounds to complement the electronics in this. And this is kind of what they're doing with the Commodore Geo toy line this year. So I think it's kind of interesting that this line didn't take off too well in Japan, didn't take off too well in America either, but overall I actually really like these. They're fun and playable. Plus, they're compatible with the mecha. And how compatible are they? Well, let's just say, these are not all the shurikens I own. Stay tuned, as the next Ninninger video will be the first part of the Ninninger mecha line, featuring Hurricaneger and the 4 auxiliary Tomonin, which is Pound Maru, UFO Maru, Surfer Maru, and Dino Maru. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming whenever I make it, but yeah. We'll keep this Ninja train rolling, because it's funny. I'm not the biggest fan of either show, and yet I own almost all the toys. I think that's a sign that these toys are actually more fun than I ever thought they would be. Anyway, stay tuned for more. Check out Hero Club for all your Power Rangers, Sentai, Kamen Rider, whatever news, and more. And tell me something to sound saying. Goodbye.